The BOP console was always going to be the hardest complete console to get to due to its remoteness, but there are some consoles that will never be seen in all their glory again. Number 1, which was originally at Metropolis in London, was broken down into racks of ISA 110s, some of which can be found at Snap Studios. The centre section, however, remains in action. Having fallen in love with the console at Metropolis, engineer Richard Wilkinson is in the process of bringing the master section and 2 buckets up to working order. Console number 2 served at Conway Studios in LA for a number of years and is still remembered fondly by studio owner Buddy Brundo.
It really sounded great. It was a beautiful sounding console. I was very happy with it for a long time, but then as the amount of channels we needed expanded, we had to go a different route.
After Buddy sold it, console number 2 went to Paramount Studios in LA and then was broken up, just like number 1. But it was to live again in a near miraculous twist of fate. In late 2013, SST still needed a console to replace the flooded number 9.
Billy comes to me and he goes, "I think I found your console." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "There's a Focusrite in Texas in a storage warehouse."
It was a tiny garage and it was just jam-packed. Everything from artificial Christmas tree to, just all kinds of personal junk. And then all the way in the back, you see these bits of the Focusrite sticking out of this corner, and that corner was completely disassembled.
All the parts are there except for mic pre's, EQs, and dynamics, which is all the stuff that we saved because it was high enough on the profile of the desk that we were able to pull them out and they were unaffected, basically.
It's like the barn finds to the classic car enthusiast.
Everything appeared to be good. It looked like a Focusrite console, Once we started actually seeing what was going on in there, there were first huge physical differences.
A lot of the wiring changed, the motherboards changed.
This console has 8 stereo returns. The old one had 4. This console has 2 mix buses and a final bus. Number 9 console had 3.
Number 9 had flying faders. This one's got GML.
This console has no compressors in it. Our number 9 console had 8 compressors in it. The connectors for the 110s were female, so those didn't line up. And so we used turnarounds, just DIN connector turnarounds that we got. But that made the modules way too high. So we lowered those motherboards down about an inch. The DIN connectors are backwards, so we actually took the ribbons out and we snipped them on every single pin, and then we flipped them over, connected them back to the teeth. We did that for each 64 pin DIN on each 110 on 64 110s.
I gotta believe that their faith in the amount of work that they put into this process has value. I've got to believe that that's going to actually transfer into the environment and the artists are going to understand that.
The Focusrite console is clearly something that is very, very special. And to a lot of people, it can't be bettered. It is the pinnacle of audio design. If John Hanty could go and replace the Focusrite with something that sounded as good, he would right now, and his studio would be back up and running.
Do I wake up in the middle of the night going, "Are you out of your mind? Is this crazy? Have you made a huge mistake?" Absolutely.
What are you going to replace a Focusrite with? The sound of this console and the flexibility of it. I don't want to give up on that.
It's a leap of faith. It's a belief system. And it's also all I know. For the real stuff, there's a real market. The idea is to maybe try to bring some of that back, or at least have a tool that the people that get it or still get it can say, well, at least I have a place where I can go work and feel comfortable about the work I'm doing. At least this gives me the opportunity to say, maybe, just maybe, I got one more shot.
The Focusrite Studio consoles were responsible for the sound of countless huge hit records over the last 25 years. That same dedication, that same focus, it underlies everything we do.
The reason why we do it is because A, we want to make stuff that sounds good, and B, we want to help people make music. Those values aren't going to change. we will keep making the best products we can that are relevant to how people make music. They'll sound great and they won't get in the way of the musical process.
That's our purpose, that's what we're here to do, and we'll carry on doing it for as long as we can.